Earlier this year, GMC promised greater differentiation between the Chevy and GMC brands. We're finally starting to see what that looks like with the unveiling of the bold, innovative, feature-packed 2019 GMC Sierra. This is one aggressive-looking truck. You can't help but instantly notice the asymmetric angled wheel wells, which add a new dimension to the simplicity forced on pickup truck designers by the nature of a two-box design. There are quite a few more exterior touches to talk about, but let's start with the exciting new features that we can use. This is a pickup truck after all, which means it's got work to do, and when that's finished, hopefully there's some serious playtime. When we looked at the 2019 Silverado, we talked about how Chevy had the new features in the bed and the tailgate, which is the business end of a pickup. I now see why General Motors introduced the Silverado first, because once you see what GMC has done with the business end of the Sierra, you may not look at any other pickup truck. First is the 6-function multi-pro tailgate that's comprised of an inner and an outer gate. Every other tailgate since the invention of the wooden cart can go up and down. 4,000 years later, and all manufacturers have achieved were tailgates that are powered and work by remote. But GMC has turned the tailgate into a new tool to make our lives easier. For starters, it has a built-in load stop to keep long items in the bed when you accelerate. You can lower the inner gate to get closer to the box to load and unload. The inner gate also drops and converts to a full-size step, so you can comfortably carry tools and toys into the bed. This handy step will hold up to 350 pounds. Drop the inner gate when the tailgate is up, and you can create a second extra wide level for oversized construction or renovation materials, and still take advantage of the load stop. Now that's 5 so far, and I have to say that 6 is a little weak to be called a unique feature. You can drop the inner gate when the tailgate's up, and GMC says you can use it as a work surface. Now they're not wrong, and I'm going to give it to them because this is a fantastic tailgate. After the shock and awe, we realize that there are a lot of moving parts, which, whether you're a pessimist or a realist, can mean more failures. However, GMC assures us that it has been thoroughly torture tested and it's as tough and as durable as a traditional tailgate. The bed of the 2019 Sierra, like the 2019 Silverado, will provide best-in-class cargo volume, 63 cubic feet in the short box. You get extra tie-downs, an available 110-volt power outlet, and additional lighting in the bed, engineered from a rolled-formed, high-strength steel. Saving weight while you're designing a truck is important. Unloaded, a lighter truck accelerates and brakes more quickly. All else being equal, it's more responsive. Drive it in the same way as a heavier truck and you save money in fuel. But most importantly, every time you save some weight, you can essentially increase the towing and payload capacity with little to no effort. It's why most two-wheel drive trucks have better max payload and towing features compared to their four-wheel drive counterparts. The extra parts to drive those front wheels adds weight to the truck and it comes off the total capacity. Now many of you already know this, but it's important to mention because getting best in class helps sell trucks. Now after the literal bashing that the Ford F-150 got for having an aluminum bed, where else could GMC go to save weight? And the answer is carbon fiber. It's used in aircraft and race cars for its flexibility, strength, and reduced weight. We use carbon fiber in everything from fishing rods to golf clubs to skis. It's the Superman of building materials. But even Superman weakens from kryptonite, and carbon fiber's kryptonite is impact. According to Mark Voss, the engineering group manager for GMC, they've not used the layers of woven carbon fiber fabric that we're used to seeing. They use a nylon-based thermoplastic. 1-inch fibers of carbon fiber create an isotropic mat which can be compression molded to create the shape, size, features, ridges, and textures that you want. GMC says this bed is stronger and is more corrosion, impact, scratch, and dent resistant than aluminum or steel. Essentially saying you won't ever need a spray-in or plastic liner because this is essentially a super tough plastic bed. The carbon fiber box is 62 pounds lighter than the steel version, which doesn't sound worth it, but it all adds up. Like the Silverado, everything that swings will use aluminum, which includes the tailgate, doors, and the hood, while various strengths of steel make up everything else. The bottom line is GMC has shaved 360 pounds off the current model of the Sierra. Often the biggest part of work and play is trailering, and while mechanics of trailering haven't really changed much, the electronic aids have. The Pro-Grade trailering system is standard on both the Denali and SLT models. Some features I can never see myself using, like the trailering app featuring a pre-departure checklist and the maintenance reminders. But others, like the trailer light test, electronic diagnostics, and trailer tire pressure and temperature monitoring, will save time and will make hooking up easier. With enough practice, we all get good at hooking up. But lots of folks only pull a trailer recreationally a dozen times a year, and the new features will probably save some marriages. Things like hitch guidance with hitch view and the auto electric park brake will help position the truck when hitching, especially handy when you have to do this on your own. 2 available side view and 1 rear view trailer mounted HD cameras are also smart features that you'll use when changing lanes or backing up. The 3-camera system will actually let you see both sides of the trailer and the rear view all at the same time. My only hope is that these features don't result in a dependency on the electronics. A walk-around pre-check, a good set of mirrors, a healthy dose of common sense, and a bit of old-fashioned fear should be your first line of defense. As I've had a few buddies who have had their boat stolen while on a trailer, I really like the trailer theft detection. You get a text and a mobile alert from OnStar when your trailer has unknowingly been detached from your truck. The Sierra will be powered by new versions of the gas-fueled 5.3 and 6.2 liter V8 engines, and gets an all-new inline-6 3-liter turbo diesel. General Motors is still quiet on the key horsepower, torque, and fuel efficiency numbers, but they have told us that the gas engines get the new dynamic fuel management system that enables the engine to operate on 1 to 8 cylinders, something originally introduced in the Silverado. The 6.2 and the 3-liter engines get the 10-speed automatic transmission. Where does that leave the 5.3 liter? They're not saying. A very long list of every conceivable piece of cabin technology will be available in the Denali. My second favorite is the 3x7-inch heads-up display, which projects customizable key data on the windshield. Not just engine info, but for instance turn-by-turn navigation and call display. I've used it before and I don't find it distracting. You see it when you need it and your brain looks through it when you don't. My favorite is the rear camera mirror, which essentially turns your mirror into a rear view camera, but you don't have to be in reverse. If you've ever had a load of furniture, an ATV, a snowmobile in the bed, or your buddy's fat head right in the center blocking your view, you'll appreciate the idea. You can toggle it on or off, zoom in and out, and even tilt it up and down. The camera is mounted outside the top center of the rear cab, which gives you an optimal view. I've mentioned the wheel wells already, and like many exterior design features, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Aside from cosmetics though, the overall truck is physically larger than its predecessor. The hood is a little taller, the wheels are a little closer to the corners, and GMC says they'll stuff larger diameter tires underneath. LED lights are used for the headlamps, tail lamps, fog lamps, and accessory lighting. I love the GMC cabin. Like Chevy Silverado, drivers get best-in-class legroom and headroom, and the seat is a little higher so you get a better view of the road. The rear passengers get an extra 3 inches of legroom this year, and GMC has built some extra storage into the seat bottoms and seat backs. The rear cabin floor is almost completely flat to give you more loading options. You're going to pay a lot for this truck, but when you get behind the wheel, the finish and materials like the large pebble grain premium leather, contrast stitching, dark finish aluminum, open pore texture wood wrap, and terrific ergonomic design, you can't help but be overwhelmed by a sense of pride and ownership. And I think that counts a lot towards having better days, especially if you spend a lot of time in your truck. Full powertrain specs haven't been released yet, and neither has the pricing. But you'll be able to buy one of these later this fall, so you can expect to get all those numbers from us really soon. What do you think? Do you think the new tailgate is a good innovation, or do you feel it's just an expensive gimmick likely to break down? How do you react to carbon fiber? Is it a positive or a negative? Would you buy a truck because it has a carbon fiber bed, or avoid it? Please let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, it means a lot to us. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. Until next time, remember that life is short, and money can't buy happiness. But it can buy you a 4x4 truck, and that will get you there.